What is up, YouTube? Today, we're taking a look at the best Mark 47 attachments and calibrations in Delta Force. The Mark 47 is a brand new rifle that was just released in Season 6. It is available for use by any engineer, and it does 26 damage anywhere to the torso at a fire rate of 625 rounds per minute. This means that it has a time to kill of 288 milliseconds when you hit the torso. It also deals 52 damage to the head, which means that if you hit a single headshot, your time to kill drops to 192 milliseconds, and if you land 2 shots to the head, then your time to kill is almost instant at just 96 milliseconds. It is comparable to the M7, but much easier to control. The Mark 47 has only one downside, and that is the arms and the leg multiplier. So although it's easier to control than the M7, you have to think about the trade-offs. If you can use the easier recoil and land your shots to the torso or the head, then the Mark 47 is going to be a better choice. But if you need the consistency of the arms and the leg multipliers, then the M7 would be your pick. I personally think that the Mark 47 is much better, but try it out and you be the judge. This build also maintains fast ADS times and ADS movement speed, so you'll be sure to perform well at any range. And with all that said, let's get into the attachments. We begin with a blank Mark 47, and starting with the barrel, where we put on the Mark 47 Battle Barrel. This is the short version of the barrel because the longer one gets rid of way too much handling and the benefits are not large enough. Therefore, we put on the Battle Barrel to be able to keep that high handling because we are going to fix the control, so don't you worry about that. Let's put it on. Next up is the brand new muzzle, the FFC Double Port Muzzle Brake. As you can tell, this gets rid of a lot of the handling, but it gives you so much control. There's a lot of recoil items in this. It gives you an equal amount of vertical and horizontal recoil control right along with a lot of firing stability, and this is why we didn't want to hurt the handling because this muzzle brake does hurt it quite a bit. But we do get all of these benefits, better stability as in less visual recoil, right along with vertical and horizontal recoil control along with firing stability because of all these special effects that we have here. I find this muzzle to be extremely important for this weapon, and all you have to do is go to the armory and you'll be able to unlock it from there. Using it without it, it's kind of a pain, so let's put it on. Next, for the foregrip, we're going for the X25U angled combat grip because again, it gives you a really good amount of horizontal and vertical recoil control, and it doesn't really hurt your handling by that much. It's actually less than the muzzle brake, so this is really going to help out because this is kind of a beast. This is going to have a lot of recoil unless you put these two items on. On the left rail and the right rail, we can't put anything but lights and lasers, so we're going to ignore that. Unless you really want a laser, then put one on there. So let's move on to the patches, where we actually just put on the Ranger handguard panels. That means we're getting +3 more control in the way of both vertical, horizontal recoil, and you're also getting that extra firing stability that you get with each one of these panels. On the magazine, we're going for the 40 round magazine because 30 is just really not enough for this, so we really want to put on that 40 round extended magazine. Don't forget to put on the free mag assist here. It's just one little plus handling for you for free. And moving on to the optic, we put on something that is already raised because you don't want anything to obstruct your vision, which is why I really like the Cobra accuracy sight because it already comes on a small riser without having to put on an actual riser, because risers hurt your firing stability and we don't want that. And I also don't like going for anything too short because then you're gonna have a hard time seeing outside of the window due to the iron sights getting in the way. You don't have to lock yourself down to the Cobra accuracy sight. You could do whatever else you want. I just really prefer the Cobra accuracy sight for those reasons. Next, for the rear grip, we're going for the modular AR rear grip, which is a brand new grip that you're going to have to unlock from the armory, and at a baseline it already gives us better control and handling, but most importantly, we're going to be able to open up this new slot here where we can modify the patches, so let's put this on for now. And now for the rear grip patch, we put on the AR heavy grip piece. The AR light grip piece is actually a good idea if it wouldn't have all this hit flinch, but hit flinch is one of the worst things in the game and you really can't help it, so therefore it's better to get rid of it, not use something that increases it. Therefore, let's go for the AR heavy grip piece instead, and all it does is hurt our handling a little bit, but in exchange we get a lot of control and stability, which this weapon really needs. So let's put this on. And last but not least, on the stock, we're going for the Skeleton Sniper stock. It is the perfect one for a weapon like this. It kind of hurts your control a tiny little bit, but we have helped it so much, and the calibration is going to make it even better, that hurting it just by a tiny little bit is really no big deal. In exchange, we get a lot of handling, which we are going to calibrate out of the weapon to get even more control. Therefore, it's better for us to increase it right now, and you get to that perfect number number of stability on this weapon that I do find that the 58 stability point for the Mark 47 is the perfect number. So let's put this on. Now, if for some reason you actually find that the recoil is very easy to handle, but you still want less visual recoil, then just switch up these 3 patches for the stability patch, the KC Hound handguard panel. But for now, let's keep it on like this because this is better for actual recoil. Now, let me show you what the stats look like before we actually calibrate the weapon so you can see exactly what we're going to change. Starting off with the damage fall off multiplier, where you can see that we can do 52 damage per headshot on it, which means that it is a 2-shot kill just like I mentioned earlier. And you just really have to be careful with the arms and the legs. You just have to make sure that you're hitting anywhere on the torso, anywhere at all. But this is not going to change due to the calibration, so let's move on to the control now. You can see that the baseline is already very good here. We have decreased our vertical recoil and horizontal recoil by around 43 to 44%. This weapon has a decent amount of horizontal recoil, so as long as you can actually control that vertical by yourself, this is already going to be great, but then again, we're going to improve it even more. Moving on to the handling now, you can see that our ADS speed is already at 355 milliseconds, which is very good for a weapon like this. This is basically a battle rifle, and your current ADS movement speed is already good, but we're going to improve it even more with the calibration. Moving on to the stability, not much is going to change here after the calibration, but we do have enough breath holding duration to make sure that you can hold your breath for pretty much the full magazine. And of course, the most important stat is the current lens stability while firing, which is not going to change due to the calibration, but this determines how much visual recoil you're going to have, and this is actually a really good number here. And all of that is great, but let's make the weapon even better now by switching to the calibration screen, starting off with the barrel. Here, we're moving the weight limit all the way up to the maximum for the firing stability to make sure that the Mark 47 stays on the designated recoil pattern that it has. Since the weapon is already hard enough to control, we just don't want that randomization in the recoil pattern. Next, on the length, we're moving it all the way down to the minimum for the extra ADS speed, which is going to be great to make it nice and easy to use at those shorter ranges. Next up, for the foregrip, we're moving the placement all the way up to the maximum for the extra control. We do need extra control for this weapon, and the thickness all the way down to the minimum for the extra ADS movement speed. Next up, on the rear grip, we're also doing the same thing, where we're moving the weight limit all the way to the maximum for the extra control, and the thickness all the way down to the minimum for the extra hip fire aim speed. And if you're new, welcome first of all. And secondly, this hip fire aim speed is just your ADS times. They just named it something different, and I will show you the stats after this. Then for the stock, we're moving the weight limit all the way to the maximum also for the extra control. We definitely need that extra control, and the cheek pad placement all the way down to the minimum for the extra ADS movement speed. Notice how we have pretty much every single time that we can get ADS movement speed, we have increased it to make sure that we can strafe left and right and people miss us. So make sure you're always strafing whenever you're actually shooting the weapon. And last but not least, on the optic, all we're doing is moving the eye relief all the way down to the minimum so that you can see as much as possible inside of your optics window. Now let's take a look at the brand new stats after we have changed the calibration. Again, this doesn't change at all, so let's move on to the control. You can see that this has gotten much better. This is about a 55% decrease on both vertical and horizontal recoil. You can almost see the full pattern here in the image now. And because our firing stability is so good, that means that our recoil pattern is pretty much going to stay exactly on track, so we won't get those weird deviations. Then for the handling, you can see that this is actually really good without a laser. If you really want, you could put on a laser and make it even faster, but I would much rather not be seen due to the laser, so that's why we're going without one today. The ADS movement speed has increased quite a bit. This is very good for a battle rifle, so just don't forget to strafe. Moving on to the stability, you can see that the breath sway range has changed a little bit here. It got a tiny bit worse, but that does not really matter for a weapon like this, especially since you shouldn't really be using it past 60 meters. Nothing else here has really changed in a major way, so we can bask in the glory of the great stats. And now that you know the stats and we have downloaded our attachments and calibrations, let's hop into the firing range to see how it handles. For this first magazine, I'm not even going to control any of the recoil at all so that you can see exactly where the pattern is going and what to do against it. You can see that it kind of did this. It went up to the right, to the left, and then right once again like that. So for the second magazine, I'm going to try to counteract all of that as best as possible, and it's really not the hardest thing ever once you get the hang of it. Let me do that one more time because this is the first time that I used the mouse today. So as you can see, I'm able to keep it pretty nice and grouped up together here. That's without holding my breath. With a little bit more practice and holding your breath like I am right now, you can pretty much do it spot on. This is much easier to control than the M7, and that is why I like it so much more. Let's do that one more time while holding breath, and you can see that there's no real problems controlling this thing. The Mark 47 feels like an easier to control M7, which really makes up for the lesser damage to the arms and the legs. You just have to make sure to do two things. First, stay below 60 meters because the weapon is still a little bit difficult to handle, and secondly, make sure to hit those headshots whenever you get the chance, and then you'll have a great time. And now that we have the build locked in, let's jump into a fun game in Threshold to see this setup in action. Enjoy! If I would have let that guy live, I swear to God. From behind, I don't know what he was doing over there. Let's make sure that we get this AA. It's just hanging out around here. Okay, got it. Easy points. Hell yeah. What the fuck? Oh my God. Stop. No, I ran out of ammo. We only have 40 rounds. You gotta be careful with that. Let's do this. Oh, okay. It's kind of embarrassing, to be completely honest. Maybe I can get him. There we go. What a start to the match. We're playing with the MK47 Asuluru, because he is my favorite engineer, and only engineers, pretty much all of them, actually get access to the MK47. We're in Threshold, which is not my usual match. I don't usually like this map, but we can make it work with the MK47, I think. Let's try to stick to this bridge area. I usually like the bridge a lot. Yes, yes, yes. This is a hard weapon to control, but once you get used to it, it's much easier than the M7. My God, I'm a rat. I'm alive. I'm a cockroach. Don't know how I'm alive. Oh, welcome to Cockroach City. Well, 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 look who it is. Let's throw that over there and help out my teammate. Good job, good job. Yep, there we go. We got control. Good. Nice little headshot. That's 52 damage per headshot, so you really want to go for them whenever you get a chance to. It'll drop your time to kill by a ridiculous amount. Especially if you get 2 in a row. It's pretty much instant at that point. Let's get him. Hopefully she doesn't hit me. Did I just... No, never mind. I thought I just killed myself with that fire, but I got them instead. Let's go. Can I get her who's head glitching right there? Yes, I can. Yes, I can. Get that bird out of here. I always knew birds were cameras. They're a CIA project. Hey there, buddy. What you up to? Let's go. Which is always good to have. Nice little headshots. That's exactly what we want with this weapon. Look at the time to kill on that thing. It's just insane. I like it so much more than the M7. To be honest, it has a worse time to kill than the M7, but it has such easy to control recoil that it's definitely worth it. Oh, she still got hit by that. I know she's around here. There she is. Gotcha. Oh, hey. There's another guy. I don't see him anymore. Perfect, perfect. Let's go. Headshots. Headshots everywhere. Headshots everywhere. Let's go. Control the bridge. Control the bridge. It's my bridge. Why is there somebody there? This is my bridge. I don't hear anybody else around me. I think we're okay. I think we should be able to capture this now. That's a headshot on him. That was 52 damage already, so I knew he was not going to be able to beat me. Let's get you too. Let's go. MK47. MK47 for the win right now. Somebody right behind me somewhere. Bam. Headshot. Get out of here. You too. Oh wait, there's more coming? Damn it. Teammate got him. Perfect, perfect. We only have 40 rounds, so we really got to be careful with that. Every time you got a kill, you might want to reload. Yes, yes, yes. Let's go. Whoa. I'm so surprised I killed her. I'm actually very glad that she had no health. Well, well, well. Couple of them. Yes, perfect. ADS walking speed coming in handy. Hello. Now, of course, because we have 26 damage to the chest at 625 rounds per minute, that means our time to kill is 288 milliseconds, which is pretty alright. Comparable to the M7. Thankfully, I got that guy with a headshot, because as you probably know by now, considering that I've mentioned it like 50 times, you do 52 damage per headshot. Oh yes, I couldn't even see them. I just know that there are going to be a whole bunch of them over there. Hey. What the? Stop jumping. What game do you think this is? Bam! Headshots. Let's go. B1 shall be ours soon. Well, well, well. If it isn't the whole team, holy shit. Well, that was crazy. I think they might have a respawn beacon there. See if I can blow it up. I blew myself up. And I think they just respawned, actually. Yep, they did. Oh my god, that was the biggest failure I've ever seen. I just choked so hard. At least a 12-inch schlong. Schlong? Yeah, there we go. Finally, I got that respawn beacon. Now I can come out. Gotta lock in right now. Gotta make this happen. All right, let's get B1 team. Should be able to make this happen. Let's get around them a little bit. Right when they least expect it. Pretty sure I could get up here. Yeah, I can. Good. Oh, how'd you know? Get the other one. Hope that some of my team spawns on me. That's really what I want right now. Only have 157 tickets, so we gotta do some crazy plays. Good, good, good. Got the respawn beacon. Gotcha. We'll make this happen. We're gonna make this happen. Don't have enough ammo to continue. I'm so dead. But that was good, though. We killed so many of them.
Fight!
No way, that guy just hates me. What the hell? My team definitely needs a little extra help right now. How did this guy... What in the peekaboo was that? I really want that vehicle. Where's that vehicle at? Oh, why are you here, brother? You know what? I gotta use the guided missile. There's no better time. Let's put it right here. I feel like I should be killing at least 11 people with that. There we go, there we go, there we go. Love to see it. That was like a whole team right there. Doing good, doing good, doing good. Yes, let's go. We got this team. I'm telling you, we got this, we got this. Don't be discouraged. Well, that guy wasn't expecting that. We still have 35 tickets. I mean, we can get to the overtime, then we do have a chance. Let's not give up just yet. Oh, there's too many of them. I'm dead here. No way that guy kills me. I was gonna say, well, we might not be able to win this, but I do want you to come out of this video with the knowledge that if you get 2 headshots, it's pretty much an instant kill on this thing. And it's a lot easier to control on the M7 for around the same time to kill. That was sadly a defeat. You can't win them all, but that was still 87 kills. That was still a very good, fun match. Now in the comments down below, let me know what you thought of this Mark 47 build, and if you have a way to improve it even more. Leave a like if you enjoyed this video, and I will see you on the next one. AuxOwl out.